So you clicked on the link because you want a full street view of our city. So this could be a video right up your alley, or it could totally bore you. We're going to do a little talking in between, but we're literally driving you through up Powers, down I-25, and all around, talking you through areas. But we get a lot of people wanting actual street footage. Well, here it is.
So you clicked on this link because you want to know all about Colorado Springs. We push out new content every Tuesdays and Thursdays, and so make sure you hit the subscribe button or that bell as we go over a ton of new information all about Colorado Springs and Colorado. If you have any questions on moving to the area anywhere in Colorado, we have a team all over the state. Feel free to reach out anytime, day, night. We have clients who reach out all the time and we love it. Give us a call, text 719-639-3393. So we are going to bring you today an actual driving tour of Colorado Springs, and so Kalene and I are going to actually drive you. So you can fast forward through this through different places, but a lot of our clients have asked us to do something like this just because we do a lot of short videos and it's hard to see direction wise where things are at, like when we talk about roads or how long it takes. And so this would be for you if you really want to get yourself oriented with Colorado Springs and how to get around. So right now we are on Powers. So we're kind of in Briargate area right now. So we're on Powers and we're just going to cross Woodman. And so we'll try to pop a map up every once in a while in this Colorado Springs driving vlog tour. And just point out what it looks like. It's really foggy here today, or hazy. There's fires out west. And so if you watch some of our reasons not to move to Colorado Springs, it's something that we do mention a lot of times in July and August. We'll get fires that come. Even not if they're in Colorado, but they'll cover our mountains.
These ones are even from the west coast, but for some reason it's super saturated here. Air quality was usually, I never get air quality alerts from WeatherBug, but they said it was fair today instead of excellent. So
yeah,
must be a lot of
we don't have pollution a lot here, but there's smoke from those fires. So anyways, it's
Powers Boulevard,
August,
though.
Just to give, if you're watching this it's later on, but it is August. But to the left of us, to the right of us, you'll learn quickly that I have problems to the right and my left. To the right of us, that is east, just to orient yourself. We're going north right now.
Yep.
And you can see the Briargate. This is Fairfax neighborhood, right over there to the left that we mentioned.
And across Powers is Wolf Ranch, which is a planned unit community. They have, HOAs, but also pools, parks, trails, lakes.
Yeah, so that's like you said, the quick area. We have separate videos when we talk about the Briargate area.
So we are in D20 school district as well.
And you can see our lovely construction. So this is the Research and Powers interchange, and it always gets backed up here. So it'll be nice when it's done, but it'll probably take 14 million years.
I was thinking they picked the worst time when everybody's going back to school. So here's my solution to this. Don't go on Powers north of Research.
No, I avoid it too. I actually live off of Research, and so I will drive very far around just to not
avoid it.
Yeah, just to avoid it. So this is us sitting in traffic in Colorado Springs. So when we talk about traffic, this is kind of, it's not like gridlock here like you would see. This is more
annoying. It's just annoying.
Yeah, I mean, you just have lots of stoplights and what time is it? It's 2 o'clock. And I guess we are in construction, but you'll see that, that that Research and Powers is already backed up. Part of it's from construction, but a lot of times it's always like this here. So it'll get better in 14 years. But you can see also to the right of us is the D20 Stadium. So that's
left.
The left of us is the D20 Stadium in Liberty. and
And
Liberty High
then
School.
most of these, like, there are neighborhoods, just full disclosure, that literally back up to Powers. If noise bothers you, I would say pick a house that does not back up to Powers. It is one of the more busy roads here in Colorado Springs. Of course, I-25. If you go further east, Mark Chaffel. Academy also runs north
I do
and
love
south.
how you say that, Chaffel. I think it sounds
Right, I thought that's what it is. It Scheffel?
I don't know, that's what I say, but I think Chaffel sounds way more
Mark
like Target.
Chaffel.
Yeah.
It is. That's what we're gonna call it.
But yeah, no, I agree though. I had a client that was looking, the house I showed, actually I couldn't get into it. So one time I couldn't get into a house because my reception wasn't working. Anyways, the house backed up to Powers.
Oh yeah.
And it was super noisy, and she was like, no. So some people doesn't matter. They doesn't bother them. We've had the other couple came and we were like, remember they're right on that interchange, and they're like, that's fine. They're like, we love the house. So everyone has their own
priorities.
Yeah, I guess their own.
And just so you know, kind of point west since we're at a stoplight.
Oh, west.
Left, west. You can kind of see mountains are always to the west here in Colorado
You can't even
Springs.
see them because it is so hazy. That's the problem, like today. But so you have to trust us. There's mountains to the right.
To the left. Oh. Sorry, Katrina, if you're editing this.
So, anyways, here we go. So now we are headed up. So up here, you're going to run into more of that Pine Creek area. So Pine Creek High School.
Well, it goes from Wolf Ranch on the right.
Yeah, you can see the Cordera sign right there. That's
to Cordera. And Banning Lewis was before we really even started the video.
Yeah, it was probably right.
And more west or east. Now I'm doing it.
She's doing it. But you can see, you know, there's some apartments over here in this Pine Creek area.
Cordera.
Right, Cordera.
So Cordera is on the east side of Powers. Pine Creek is going to be on the west side. And Pine Creek is one of those like sought after areas, a little bit like older homes on golf courses, but great area view. Whereas Cordera is more your planned unit community. You can have the same incredible views, new houses. Cordera though, I mean anywhere from $550,000 for a home all the way up to $1 million. Pine Creek is probably $700,000. Sometimes you'll get low 600s all the way up.
So I'm trying to zoom in a little bit. There's Lifetime Fitness over there, or Lowe's, but there's the mountains right there. So usually on a crisp, clear day, it's beautiful.
Target.
Yep, there's the Target near Mark Chaffel, and you know, even in the winter, it's beautiful with the white. The mountains are white.
Well, one thing, and I don't know if you can see on the video or not, but maybe over there you can see where the trees start.
For that Black Forest area.
And that is where Black Forest begins. So from a distance, it literally looks like a line of black, but it is the forest. And it's kind of hard, like Laurie's trying to show you, but everything here in Colorado Springs, it's definitely not flat. So it's all little hills up and down. So Pine Creek left, end of Cordera on the right, and we're coming up on Old Ranch Road that runs east and west. And right off of Old Ranch is Pine Creek High School, which is one of the larger District 20 high schools.
Right there. And then after this, we get into another new build community. What's a new build community called?
What?
The one up here.
Flying Horse?
No, the one that's they're building right here off the road.
Isn't that?
We'll get back to you on that one. I can't.
Is it? Fork.
North Fork.
North Fork.
So you'll see some North Fork. These are newer homes that were built recently. You'll have a little bit of townhomes up here first initially, and then it'll lead into some of these newer homes, myriad of different builders. But there's a little bit of open space here. You have New Life Church, which if you're familiar with the area, New Life Church comes up off of here, off of Interquest, and so this kind of wraps around to like 83.
Yep, so
Air Force
if
Academy
you're
is over
looking
there.
at a map, like Powers kind of ends, and on a map it looks like Powers ends and Highway 83 starts. We'll show you that a little. Are we going to go up 83?
Yeah, let's go up 83, and then we'll
Okay.
go to Monument and show you back down. But this is as you approach this area, we're going to get to Flying Horse, but a lot of the Flying Horse homes, this Powers is going to be, they're actually doing the interchange right now off of I-25, and this will connect to I-25, and so we've had clients who buy in Flying Horse, and we have to be really careful that they're not going to have all of a sudden this major road, Powers, run right through their backyard or create that noise that they don't want. So plans are already drawn, so we can definitely look into that.
So this right here is Interquest Parkway. It runs east and west. If I go right, I'm now on Highway 83, or if I go left, I can connect over to I-25. So we are gonna go up Highway 83, and Highway 83 will actually take you all the way into Parker, which is South Denver.
Yeah, so it's not, if I-25 is terrible, people will take 83. It's actually beautiful back up in there. I always go drive up there.
A lot of homes with acreage, like multi-million though.
Oh yeah, beautiful homes. I closed on that house up in Denver, or in Castle Rock actually. And yeah, the I-25 was so terrible. So just last week I took it home, and I always forget how beautiful it is, because it's just rolling hills. You can see the mountains in the background, but you get a lot of ranches with horses, and but see, you can see them kind of starting to do some of that construction over on that area. To my left.
And look to the right. So these homes, I would say, they're homes with acreage. You'll see the split rail fencing. Really entry price to get into those, like 1.3.
Yeah, at least. It depends on how much acreage it has with it.
This is Shoup Road, which is running east and west.
That runs into Black Forest.
And it goes into Black Forest, and you can see those trees.
So Black Forest is east of here and north of here. So it kind of encompasses like this whole area that people will refer to.
There's a listing up in here right now that's $8 million. Like, some of these homes are super luxury. Like, I think that house has an ice arena in there. It's pretty cool.
What do I do with ice arena?
I don't know. And I think it has like 32 rooms or something. It's ridiculous. So what would you even do?
Over here that's Flying Horse. And so you'll see we're starting to get to that Flying Horse community. We're getting up, we're still in District 20, but as we get up here, we're going to get to Discovery Canyon Campus High School, which is, we've mentioned that several times in our videos.
It's K through 12.
It's that K through 12 full IB campus. But so you're getting up to Northgate is kind of, we're going to show you the Northgate Road, and then here's Flying Horse. So they have the golf course, and I don't know, lots of
This is very close on a map. Like, you'll be at the same north and south latitude wise as the north entrance to the Air Force Academy. So a lot of people that are working at the academy may want to live up here for that ease of home, or close to work.
So if you watch our Northgate video, you'll see this is kind of where we had that Walter's Pizza. Oh, sorry. And in the little, you can't really see them too much, but there's little shops right there. That's where Josh and John's ice cream is. And then Discovery Canyon is right down, it's a little blurry, that road, about a block or two. And as you can see, if I go to the east, you can see, these are homes, you can't even see them, but with acreage.
So Laurie we just passed Northgate Road, and as you can see, our road goes down to a one lane, and so not as much traffic up through here. And I would say, I don't know, unless there's a wreck, I don't think I've ever been stopped up in here.
No, there's not too much traffic up here, but there's that Fox Run Regional Park.
Yep.
That's a big park that, actually there's horses, that people ride horses in there, but it's just more of an open park.
Well, and we're getting towards, I would say, Baptist Road. If you're looking at a map, that's kind of the line between Glen Eagle, which is North Colorado Springs. There's an area called Glen Eagle, and Monument. So it's kind of the transition point to then what we consider Monument, North Baptist.
Right. So Glen Eagle, we'll just kind of show, it's more easy to see the Glen Eagle area as you're coming on I-25. It's more the I-25 than the 83 Powers section of Colorado Springs, but it used to be a golf course that went out of business. So it's kind of, you'll get some older homes in there from, I don't know, 70s, 80s, 90s.
Yeah.
And then you'll get some new builds because they're converting. So people who own the homes aren't very happy course. And then they now have homes. I mean, they're beautiful homes, but it's different than if you thought you were going to get some golf course land and have no neighbors right behind you and you have houses being built. So,
well, I think that
a little
golf
bit of an
course
interesting
went
area.
out like maybe early 2000.
Yeah, it's been a little while.
It's been a while.
Since early 2000s already?
Yeah, because I left here 2003
Okay.
and it was shut down.
Okay. So we're continuing on Highway 83. Oh, we talked there's no traffic. There's a little bit of traffic up there.
So the whole reason of this video, I told Lori, I hope it's not boring, but I think this would be a good one to kind of like.
So that's a gated community here, High Forest Ranch. So that's some $1 million homes.
But I think, this may be useful if you're wanting to see road views and stuff. Maybe you don't actually sit here and watch the entire thing, but hear us talking about the area.
And then super entertaining.
Glance down and see what our view is.
I always love people's comments when they're like, gab, 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 ladies.
We're trying to do our best, guys.
We do our best. We try sometimes to show you what it's like to be here without actually being here. I know that's kind of hard to see. So,
oh my gosh! Usually you come up over this mountain and you see
the mountains.
Mountains.
Well, we'll redo this again.
Like so.
We'll redo it again in the winter.
Am I turning here? Or should I go up? So this is Baptist Road.
Is this King's Deer? Is King's Deer?
No, you want me to go up to King's Deer?
Yeah, let's go up to King's Deer and we'll cut over and show you what that looks like.
So,
'cause a lot of people ask us about King's Deer, but there, if you can, if I zoom in a little bit, you'll see there's houses that, they're not built in the trees, but they are on probably 2 acres.
2 acres,
and that's
2.5.
similar to King's Deer, but King's Deer's on a golf course.
But they do typically have an HOA. Some of them don't, but I mean, these
HOA,
are
if you want to put a
$1 million homes, and so to control your neighbor not having a junk pile, they'll put an HOA into place, and you could probably still have toys there. They just have to be under a building that matches the primary residence. We have to literally look at each property and their HOAs and see what's allowed. A good rule of thumb, which I always tell our clients when we're actually at the point where we're looking, is see what the neighbors are doing. If you see the neighbor having an RV parked there, chances are you can do that. If you see detached garages, chances are you can do that. Yep, fencing's always a big one. It's not the rule of thumb, but it's a good sign if what you want to do your neighbors are already doing.
Yeah.
And if they don't like what you're doing, you can tattle on them too.
The war of the neighbors.
Oh, fancy motorcycle.
I know, I saw that one. It's kind of fun.
So as you go more north here, we're coming up on a new school. So this is District 38 now. You're in Monument School District. And there is a new charter school. I think is it K through 8? I believe.
Yeah,
I believe it's K through 8.
Yeah, Monument's interesting.
Monument Charter School.
Because they have 2 high schools, but they really have like 1 middle school, and they're building that new one. They just got that approved. They don't pass too many mill levies, and so it's interesting because they have a lot of charter schools. So a lot of kiddos in this area for elementary or middle school go to charter schools, and then they'll go to the public high school in D38. I mean, there are actually, elementary and middle school associates D38,
Oh, there's
but
a horse.
you get. Oh yeah, let me show you the horse. Oops. There's our horses.
And American flags.
Oops, I forgot that you guys are watching. Sorry. I can't remember what I was saying, but yeah, we are in D38 now, and the high schools are a little bit more towards I-25.
Here's the school up here on the right.
Oh, the new one you're talking about?
Yep.
Actually, I don't know if I've ever seen it yet. Is it
Yeah,
open?
it's right up there on the hill.
Is it open yet?
I think
Or is it
so.
just opening?
For this year, it's
This is the first year it's open. See? Look at I learn things too as we drive around.
now enrolling K through 10.
Oh yeah, apply now. Oh, K through 10. That's interesting.
That is interesting.
I bet they'll expand to
12.
12. I bet they're going to do that. Like, that's what DCC did at first.
So I am getting ready to turn left on Highway 105. So again, we're going north on Highway 83, and I am turning left or going east on Highway 105. And we're going to take Highway 105 all the way down to I-25, and then we'll head down the I-25 corridor and talk you through that. But this area of Monument, we'll go through King's Deer. Those are some fancy schmancy golf course houses with land. And then you kind of get into the Woodmore area where it's a little bit more affordable, maybe mid 700, all the way up to $1 million homes. And then there's little pockets and communities along the way where there's no HOAs, and in the trees, outside the trees, you know, some people know they want to be in the forest, but maybe they don't want trees right in their backyard. Some want them right up close to the house. So
because trees provide, like, it's interesting, some people don't think about it, but trees provide a lot of shade, and so you're not going to have
a lot of natural
light. Sometimes it's a beautiful setting, don't get me wrong. So we're headed west now. So oops, I missed that sign for you guys, but
towards Town of Monument and Plummer Lake.
So the mountains are straight ahead of us, which you can't see, which is always my favorite, but you can see the homes here with the acreage that you have. So that's north again. So again, the 2-lane highway that
look
goes
at
through
this.
here.
This is a good view though, straight ahead.
Yeah.
The dark green on top of that hill is all wooded, and down below there's areas that are more, in my opinion, like meadows. Like that house right there has no trees.
Yeah.
But it's right by the trees.
I'm always like, I would plant some trees, but yeah, there's no trees right there. And then just a block in front of that, we're entering into, you know,
a heavily treed area.
Right. And you can mitigate. A lot of people mitigate.
And a lot of insurances will make you mitigate if trees are really close to the dwellings on the property.
Yeah, and you had some clients who were concerned about fires, and like Black Forest did have a fire probably 8 years ago, I want to say. But that was the only time in the history that it's happened in Black Forest. So there's some houses that we show, and you can definitely still see the burn area of Black Forest. And then there was a fire probably about 12 years ago, over in the Peregrine area.
Oh yeah,
what was that over that ridge?
Waldo Canyon.
The Waldo Canyon fire. But for the most part, I don't worry about wildfires here. I shouldn't say that, but
although you do get the smoke from
you
other
do get
states.
the smoke from other states, and if you're gonna buy a home that's right against the mountains, that's something to consider. But when you're over here, there's so much mitigation, and it would have to jump. We either have to start in this area, or it'd have to jump I-25, which is a major road, if it came from the mountains, which is where the natural forest fires would start. But you can see as you drive here, there's different.
There's Sanctuary Point. So we are again on Highway 105, and directly to we're still in King's Deer.
Yep.
But next subdivision coming up is called Sanctuary Point. Beautiful planned unit community in the trees, ideal Colorado setting. There's little parks in there, your neighborhood, but in the trees. It's super cute. But those homes, start at $800,000 and go up. You have more like a traditional neighborhood, standard sized yards, but they're open spaces and trails and everything. You definitely know you're in Colorado. So it's kind of like that easy living in a Colorado setting, and amazing homes. Sanctuary Point. And you can get a new building there.
Yeah. So these places have little pockets of land. So a lot of people ask us about building. So you can always build in those classic Cordera, Wolf Ranch planned communities, but there are lots of land that, in this area. You could buy maybe a smaller lot to build off of. It just depends, but finding that correct builder, and there's a time frame involved there.
And your lending's totally different for land versus.
So I kind of zoomed in here to show you. So the mountains are right, that gray dark line in the sky there. Sorry they're not more clear today, but you can see we are getting more into this Woodmore area.
Yep, we just turned over into Woodmore.
Yeah. And so there is, they have their own clubhouse that you can join here with racquetball, tennis, golf club, and so it is a private
cross-country skiing.
Yeah, our clients owned a home on the golf course, and they just go cross-country skiing right off their backyard
in the winter time.
And we have pulled financials before for some of those HOAs, but the HOAs are supported through the community. So it's not like a public golf course that could, go belly up.
Well, and I have to say, when you're looking at those Woodmore homes, I think their fees are like under $300 a year, but they do a lot of covenant enforcement in Woodmore. So, if you want to build a detached garage, I know it has to match the home. Oh, here's perfect Woodmore.
Yeah, here's some good Woodmore shots.
But they really do.
Here's just some classic neighborhoods too to our left.
To our left. South. There's Monument Academy.
Oh yeah, there's that school, Monument Academy, K through 10 also.
And we are really close to coming up on I-25 right up here.
All right, so as you can see, we are approaching I-25. Up here, there's also Pikes Peak Brewing that's up here, just in case everyone would like to know about the brewery that's up here. But, the town of Monument, if you go across the road here, you'll kind of have some more commercial, like your Starbucks, Safeway, but you also come into the small downtown of Monument. You can see some, maybe on our Monument video.
Historic.
Yeah, historic. They have little boutiques. This is where they kind of have the farmers market in the summertime, the 4th of July parade.
Yeah.
So Monument is kind of like a smaller town. It used to be kind of like a highway town, I guess. It was kind of built right off I-25, and it just has kind of exploded a little bit as far as development and building. And so, but it does kind of, you're right next to Colorado Springs, but that downtown provides more of a smaller community feeling.
Well, and I would say if you're up at the Academy, 10-minute drive to get to the north entrance.
Yeah.
From Monument, depending on how far up in the hills you are. But Monument, a lot of the properties are kind of at the base of those hills, just like Rockrimmon or the west side of Colorado Springs. Like, you're on the west side of I-25, so totally different setting, totally different view than the mountains on the east side. I think people are always astonished by that. It really is like a whole different feel when you're up against the mountains. To be honest, sometimes you don't see the mountains, that like landscape setting, as much as when you're from afar.
Yeah. So. And I just tried to show you the Palmer Lake sign. So if you look at our Monument video, we'll show you some of the areas of Palmer Lake. It's cute, there's a Monument Lake and Palmer Lake, and a couple cute lakes in the area that people go paddleboarding. You can't go boating on those per se, but they're like fishing, small little lakes. But that is if you go north here on this 105. Sorry, I'm making you dizzy. And go up that direction for maybe about 10 minutes. You'll run into Palmer Lake, and there's tons of beautiful homes in that section of Colorado Springs. So I think a couple of our luxury homes that we highlighted in our luxury video were up there. But that's north of Monument just a little bit. And so again, here are the mountains. There's Pikes Peak is kind of right in front of us. I don't even see it because it's so smoggy, or what's the word?
Fiery.
But you can see there's some cows down there.
There's some cows.
Show you the cows.
There's one of my favorite neighborhoods here. It's down, so we're now heading south on I-25, but it's one more exit down south to the west of I-25. It's called Forest Lakes, and there are new builds in there, traditional neighborhood setting, and then there's a handful of houses a little bit further up the hill, more at the foothills of the mountains, and there is a lake up there, and they have walk trails and gazebos and like this setting of mountains and a lake from the back of your home. So real pretty setting. Homes there. I've seen some high 500s all the way up to low, like 1.2, I think was the highest we saw over there, but super cool setting.
So that back there, which I just missed, sorry, is there's a Lewis Palmer High School and there's Palmer Ridge. I get them all mixed up. We have too many Palmer schools. There's a Palmer Ridge and there's
I know. And there's a lot of mountains.
There's one in District 49 too.
Vista Mountain.
I know. So the two high schools for Monument are in this.
So Baptist Road coming up,
yeah,
is kind of that segregation of Monument versus then Glen Eagle.
Yeah, that Northgate Glen Eagle area. They kind of run into each other, and then we'll hit that.
Here's like the main little shopping area for Monument, though. They have like Home Depot and Kohl's and a Texas Roadhouse and like little restaurants and everything you would really need to get by right here in this little shopping area. PetSmart and Staples and whatnot. And then where Laurie's pointing right now is right where that Forest Lakes neighborhood and setting is. It's so pretty.
Yeah, so here's that Baptist Road exit.
King Supers and Sprouts.
But look at all the houses over there. I mean, there's seas of houses here in Monument, like classic neighborhoods from probably the 500s on up. It's a little blurry right now, but that's kind of, so now you can see Northgate is about 2 miles from here. So Monument does lead right into Northgate. There really is no like actual like huge separation. The houses kind of blend together into each other. But we're going to approach the Air Force Academy. So the North Gate is the north entrance to the Air Force Academy. And so we'll show you that to our right.
So, well, and I think we're at the area like to the west of us or the right. Laurie's not pointing a lot over there because there's not really housing. It's sectioned off for the academy. You'll see, it's all academy property, so there's not really homes to live in over there, except on base housing.
Yeah. But we're getting close to like the actual stadium and the chapel, which is kind of iconic for the Air Force Academy.
Well, and here's the trail though, that Santa Fe trail.
Oh, yeah, we always talk about the Santa Fe trail. We talk about how far it goes up.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah.
It's right here by the highway. But you could literally take this trail all the way up here from Monument, all the way downtown and beyond. Oh!
Karen's going off-roading.
I'm too busy looking.
She's driving. Safety.
Here's the trail. You can see it right
now. Yeah, okay. I'll show the trail. Kaylee wants you guys to see the trail.
Here it is.
Kind of see it right there.
I have to say, my kids in this section of the trail, they call it the horsefly trail.
Oh, there's so many
horseflies out here. And if you've never been bit by a horsefly, it hurts. They'll literally cry. I'm like, just go real fast through it.
Just close your eyes and go.
Just close your eyes and go.
So here is the Northgate Boulevard exit, and again, like that leads right into the Air Force Academy. You can't see it too much because of the haze again today, but their chapel's right there. A lot of the class, what am I trying to say? Like the dorms and the classes are kind of over there for the cadets. And then as you go to look to the east on this side, that feeds back, like that's the direction more towards that Powers that we were on before.
Flying Horse.
The Flying Horse. Discovery Canyon is down that Northgate Road, and then this would be the Glen Eagle area. We just kind of passed that part, and then you're getting into a lot of newer items here. So you're having like Top Golf, but Overdrive Raceway you saw on our Northgate video.
And as you can see, they're doing construction on the highway here, and this is where they're connecting Powers to I-25 right up here.
Yeah. So
there's a lot of office buildings up this way, like USAA, Progressive, Oracle, Lockheed Martin. There's a lot of jobs, like office type jobs, tech, security, government contracting in these office buildings up north here. Oh, look, here's our Olympic
City. That's a new sign. We just got a new sign, so we are now in Colorado Springs. Yep, so there's the Colorado Springs sign as you enter your official. As Olympic City. So we just had that new Olympic Museum that we talk about built downtown, and obviously we have a lot of like the training center is here off of if you look at a map off of, what is it, Boulder, is it a Boulder and Circle?
24 and I-25. I don't know.
No,
that's where I look at it. I don't know what the real streets are.
So now we're getting to Interquest, and there's that Great Wolf Lodge. Has the indoor water park. People come to stay. Huge new shields. There's a new movie theater. Two of them actually. Fuzzy's Tacos, very important.
Oh, the In-N-Out burger.
Oh yeah, that was a big
deal. Did you
deal.
hear we're getting Whataburgers too?
I think we already have one. There's one off of.
What?
Yeah, I think it's off of Academy. What? It's off of Academy and Austin Bluffs. It's from your house, isn't it?
What? No, that's Wiener Schnitz.
No.
Yeah, it is. My mom waited in line there.
Oh jeez.
It's like for a hot dog?
Well, I think
I
that's
don't
Whataburger. No? Okay.
No,
well,
Wiener Schnitzel.
Wiener Schnitzel.
It's not gonna happen.
All right, so there's a scenic overlook. A lot of people stop when they're coming into the city because typically that is, oh, let me zoom out. Gosh, you can't even see it. It's so awful today. That's Pikes Peak right there. But
Back behind there.
yeah, that the little black line is just like a foothill. Like Pikes Peak is huge right there. And so that's a little overlook. People stop when they are coming into the area. So now we're getting more into Briargate that we talked about on the other side of Powers. This is just the I-25 area. So the golf course for Pine Creek is right over there. You have shops at the Briargates. You have P.F. Chang's. What do you have? Ted's Montana Grill. Outdoor shopping.
Pottery Barn.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like shops at Briargate.
Yeah. It's
That's
probably
our best shopping.
It's like our only shopping here. Chapel Hills has like 0 stores that I'd be interested in, and Citadel is even worse. So it really is our only, in my opinion.
I think that's what Colorado Springs could use, is a good
We
mall.
don't support it though. I don't know. They keep having.
I mean, Denver's so
even
close.
Gap's tried to come here twice and it keeps closing because I don't know. It's interesting. It's an interesting thing to me.
Denver's like 45 minutes up the road. Castle Rock has all those outlets.
The outlets,
it's
yeah.
like, how much can one
And people
person...
shop online, I guess, now. That's what I do for a lot of things. I just order what I want online.
Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon and I have a love-hate relationship.
Oh, Philly Flare.
Oh yeah, and I like Philly Flare too as a plug for Philly Flare. Or Line Lash. Those are some other my plugs. No kickbacks from them.
So
for me.
to the right here is the exit. You could hop on Academy Boulevard right here. And from here, Academy Boulevard will go all the way north and south down to Fort Carson from right here. I-25 will get us there as well.
This is the south entrance to the Air Force Academy. So
Like Academy Boulevard, I don't use it as much because there's so many stop signs.
so many stoplights.
Lights. Not signs, sorry.
Sometimes I get sidetracked. I forget I'm filming.
But I-25, if there's a wreck, it is bad.
Yeah. My husband, we live up here in Briargate, and he works all the way in Fountain. And so from here all the way down to Fountain, if there's no traffic, is about 35 minutes. Where if there's traffic, it could take him 45 minutes. And so we
At
do
least.
have a lot of clients who, are going to be at, Fountain Fort Carson, or even the bases of Schriever and Peterson, which are off of, the Powers down south, and who, live up north, but their commute time just, is about 30 to 45 minutes depending upon this traffic.
But no, if there's a wreck, it drastically changes.
So again, it's like, what is today? I don't even know. Today's Thursday. Thursday,
almost
10 days before my kids go back to school.
So this
3.
exit coming up here is kind of a big one. It's Woodman off of I-25. And Woodman is a major east and west street here in Colorado Springs. So from Woodman, if you go west, you're in District 20 again.
West
this
and
is
north.
Rock Rimmon.
It's kind of the Woodman separates District 11 and District 20 for the most part.
But the west.
Yes, here, I'll show you to the west. That is Rock Rimmon. When we look at our Rock Rimmon videos,
And Peregrine's
Peregrine.
back in there.
You can see you're right up against those foothills.
Oh,
That's
show 'em Pulpit Rock.
trying.
And University of Colorado Springs.
Yeah, so this is, as we get closer, you can see some bluffs. And so Kalene and I will kind of talk about random bluffs in the city that have gorgeous views and gorgeous homes that you wouldn't think of. And so some of these are these bluffs up here. I don't know if you can see some of the homes on the top.
I think right when I come up this hill, you'll see them
see,
again.
but you can also take...
And it's kind of a fun little hike. Have you ever done that hike?
No, I haven't actually.
It's a real fun one, and it's like right in the middle of the city. It's scary up there. Incredible views, but it's like steep rocks.
Yeah, sorry, I know, I'm making everyone dizzy. But this is a North Nevada exit. Again, it takes you into Rock Rimmon, a different way to get over there towards the hills. I'm just going to try and zoom in. That is Pikes Peak right
here's the bluffs.
Oh, bluffs. Okay, back to the bluffs. There's some of the, and then it really feeds down in, so you're going to get some of the UCCS buildings as you come down this hill. There's Costco down there, a lot of new retail.
Lowe's.
Yeah, the Lowe's.
Oh, what's that seafood place? I like that seafood place.
What's the seafood place? I don't know the seafood place.
Bonefish. Bonefish.
Oh, Bonefish. Yeah, they have that bang bang shrimp.
Bang bang shrimp. And this area of town is a revitalization area. So like here.
Not this one, but actually after you exit Nevada and go down Nevada, they used to have Comcore, which I actually worked at.
You did?
Yeah, I got my master's in psychology.
Know that. That's
I used
scary.
to have to go in. Well, I used to have to go in when they were on parole.
Comcore's what is Comcore? Like
Comcore's like a
middle house?
Parole. Yeah, it's like where you go like when you're on, not parole, or maybe
when you're coming out of prison and trying to get back into everything.
Yeah, like rehabbing and getting back. So I used to go and learn psychological testing. It was just this random test I would give them.
You can kind of see NORAD.
Yeah, I'm trying. That's a little,
I don't know,
hazy bump right there.
We're coming up on Garden of the Gods Road right now, again south on I-25. Garden of the Gods Road will take you all the way over to Garden of the Gods Park.
We have Mountain Shadows, which is a beautiful neighborhood at Ute Valley Park. So we're getting kind of more towards the west side. So this is District 11.
Some of our favorite houses are up there too.
Yeah, they're gorgeous. They're
kind of Garden of the Gods here, totally.
Watch our luxury video. Those are amazing homes, like $1 million views. It's amazing.
$2 million views.
Well, yeah, well, true. $10 million
you can get views of the mountains and Garden of the Gods Club, and it's amazing. Well, and as you can see, to have a new build on the west side it's hard. It's very well developed. It's not like a lot of the new builds. There's some lots for sale. We've set up clients on lot searches before. You will see we passed Fillmore. Fillmore went on the freeway, goes to Garden of the Gods. I'm sorry, goes to Manitou. We passed the downtown exit, and then we came up upon Highway 115 that went to Cheyenne Mountain Resort, and then you got into some more of the southern Colorado Springs area. And we were just noting, a lot of times our clients will send us homes from the lower 300s, and a lot of times they're down south in this area of Colorado Springs. And we are, like, if you're looking at an aerial map, pretty straight east of the Colorado Springs airport.
Right. And so we took you down I-25, and then we kind of, we got off on highway
east, west of the airport.
Yeah, so we took you off of Highway 24 to cut back over to that Powers area. But if you would go one exit south onto Lake Drive off of I-25 where we got off, that's a really interesting area because it kind of straddles the Broadmoor, the district, Cheyenne District 38, and Harrison District 2.
Not 38.
12, sorry, yes, 12. But you have multi-million-dollar homes, and then you'll have some of our lower priced homes here in the Colorado Springs area.
Yeah, that Broadmoor area, anywhere from like the most expensive price point homes down by the golf course all the way to like homeless within like a 5-mile radius right there.
Yeah.
Not even, probably 2-mile radius.
Yeah, and it's the Broadmoor Bluffs is a little bit south of that. So if you would go 2 exits south where we're cutting over here, you get to, the Academy
South
exit.
Academy. Academy.
South Academy. So, you know, we noted that the first part, you can take Academy and you can take it all the way down to that South Academy, which feeds into Pikes Peak and then the Broadmoor Bluffs. And if you look at our videos for that, you can see that area is just gorgeous. I think we've sold 3 homes over there in the last couple months, and 3 interested in that area. And then you have Fountain Fort Carson that is right out there off that 115, and so that's that south area of I-25. And so we're cutting over.
We're back to Powers.
Some of the views of, you know, the houses here. You kind of straddle District 2 and District 11. I had to pull some boundary maps to see, but we just cut back over on 24, and now we're, you can see we are close to that Powers, which is where we kind of started the video.
Powers and Fountain.
So we're giving you the circular tour of Colorado Springs.
Well, and down south from here, point that way.
This way? Okay. That way?
Yeah. The Amazon distribution center, the airport's not far from here, and then you get to the south side of like Fountain and Security. But if you're going I-25, Security was still another 10-15 minutes.
Yep. Security, Whitefield,
it is
Fountain.
a little bit of a jaunt, but if you're down at Fort Carson, it's pretty convenient.
Lower priced homes down in Security, Whitefield, Fountain area than you would in some of the central northern parts of Colorado Springs as well. And again, they have their own school districts down there as well. But if you go straight here, so we're headed east off of Fountain, you know, that's where we kind of get into some of the bases of the Air Force. So you have Peterson and Schriever. If you get to the, as Kalene calls it, Mark Schaffel. So Peterson is up there, road, and Mark Schaffel. And so we're going to kind of go north from here again. So we're heading back to North Colorado Springs from this area. So you can see some hotels that are down in this section because we are getting, the airport is just a little bit south of here. So that if you have stuck with us this long, you deserve a medal or something. But if you really want to get oriented to Colorado Springs, I think it truly helps just to drive the roads.
This thing we're going under this road is Platte, or Highway 24.
So Platte leads into downtown,
or out east towards Peterson and Schriever. I'm losing my voice talking in this one. Then you go into Old Farm.
Yep.
This is our sea of houses on the east side. Like Stetson Hills and Banning Lewis and
Stetson Hills leads into Banning Lewis. Banning Lewis is a newer development. Stetson Hills is probably from the 90s.
Like early 2000s, late 90s.
Yeah.
What else is over there? Indigo Ranch and
well, that's Hannah Ridge. If you watch Hannah Ridge, that was off of Constitution, a little bit more east this area. Some newer builds are happening in that.
There's a lot of
you go to Mark Schaffel, as
like
Kalene
on
said.
the west side of Powers here. In my opinion, there's a lot of cool like townhomes, condominiums, duplexes. Like there's a lot of that living right here. And if you want you know, close to shopping and stuff, pretty centrally located, affordable housing.
That's some of that old farm area Kalene mentioned. That's actually the last house we got under contract was in that neighborhood, but no HOA, a little bit
That's
more
where they are
land.
having chickens.
Yeah, that's where the chickens are.
Back to chicken.
Back to chickens. Costco, and so really we're almost back to where we started, you know, off of Dublin and
An hour and a
Powers.
half later, guys.
An hour and a half we just spent showing you all of Colorado Springs. So that is our big tour of Colorado Springs, and if you have any questions at all about moving to the area or what the housing market looks like, you know, this is what we do, it's what we're good at, it's what we love to do. So give us a call, 719-639-3393.